Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 20th, 2026, and we are going to read from Deuteronomy chapter 25, and then we're going to read Psalm 116. All right, so Deuteronomy 25, Moses is again preparing the Israelites to go into the promised land, reiterating curses and blessings and rules and laws and statutes that were given originally to the parents that came out, but when they balked and wouldn't go into the promised land, they were forced to wander for 40 years. So now Moses has to teach their children and their children's children what they need to do. And we're going to finish up with some more miscellaneous laws. We're going to talk about the marriage duty, Levirate marriage, and some other more laws, and the Amalekites and what's supposed to happen with them. So let's go ahead and read Deuteronomy 25. If there is a dispute between men and they come to court, that the judges may judge them, and they justify the righteous and condemn the wicked, then it shall be, if the wicked man deserves to be beaten, that the judge will cause him to lie down and be beaten in his presence according to his guilt with a certain number of blows. 40 blows he may give him, and no more, lest he should exceed this, and beat him with many blows above these, and your brother be humiliated in your sight. You shall not muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. So the first part of that is that if somebody is going to be punished by beating, they can't whip them more than 40 times. So the tradition was you get 39 lashes. We're not going to give you the 40th, because if we give you the 40th, we might give you 41. Some people I've heard that say that, well, at 40 you're going to die. No, again, it's more, this is the law. God says you can receive this many. We're going to give you one less than that many, just so we don't violate what God orders. Don't muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. Hey, worker earns its wages, is where that leads us to. All right, let's pick it up back at 5. If brothers dwell together, and one of them dies and has no son, the widow of the dead man shall not be married to a stranger outside the family. Her husband's brother shall go in to her, take her as his wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. And it shall be that the firstborn son which she bears will succeed to the name of his dead brother, that his name may not be blotted out of Israel. But if the man does not want to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate to the elders and say, my husband's brother refuses to raise up a name to his brother in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of his city shall call him and speak to him. But if he stands firm and says, I do not want to take her, then his brother's wife shall come to him in the presence of the elders, remove his sandal from his foot, spit in his face, and answer and say, so shall it be done to the man who will not build up his brother's house, and his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him who had his sandal removed. All right, so it's not talking about adultery, that you're going to take your brother's wife and your brother's still alive. He dies without leaving a hair, so his nearest relative, his brother, needs to marry the wife to raise a heir for his brother. And that firstborn son becomes the heir of the deceased brother. All the rest of those children produced in that marriage would be his children. Not compulsory. He can refuse to do it, but if he refuses to do it, he's bringing shame to himself, because he won't honor his dead brother. This is essentially what we're getting at there. So let's go ahead in 11. If two men fight together, and the wife of one draws near to rescue her husband from the hand of the one attacking him, and puts out her hand and seizes him by the genitals, then you shall cut off her hand. Your eye shall not pity her. That's a unique punishment. So in the midst of the fight, the wife goes to her aid, and she touches the other man's private parts. She has to lose that hand. See, that seems kind of harsh, but the only other option there would be that that's adultery of some kind and she would be killed. So trying to mitigate it a little bit, I guess. Verse 13, you shall not have in your bag differing weights, a heavy and a light. You shall not have in your house differing measures, a large and a small. You shall have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure. Let your days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. For all who do such things, all who behave unrighteously, are an abomination to the Lord your God. So I can't have different weights. I'm a merchant and I buy and sell goods. All right, when you're going to sell it to me, I use the lightweight so I can pay you less. So when I sell it to you, I'm going to use my heavier weight so you pay more. That's what it's getting at. or vice versa. I can't remember how that would work out. All right, let's pick it up at 17. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way as you were coming out of Egypt, how he met you on the way and attacked your rear ranks, all the stragglers at your rear, when you were tired and weary, and he did not fear God. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord your God has given you rest from your enemies all around in the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess as an inheritance, that you will blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. You shall not forget. So God's proclamation against Amalek is they have to be destroyed. You're not going to live. Why? Because when you were in your weakest, they sought to wipe you out. So they defied God openly, and that's where that judgment comes from. And we'll see that it takes a long time before that judgment is actually fulfilled. Let's go ahead. We're going to read Psalms 116, Thanksgiving for deliverance from death. And again, this is this section of Psalms that are praising God for things, thanking God for things, calling out the wonderful things God does for us. No particular person or event that they're attached to, but we kind of see things in here that maybe this sounds like Jonah, his prayer when he comes out of the whale. Let's go ahead and we're going to read Psalm 116. I love the Lord because he has heard my voice and my supplications, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. The plains of death surrounded me, and the pangs of Sheol laid hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then I called upon the name of the Lord. O Lord, I implore you, deliver my soul. Gracious is the Lord and righteous. Yes, our God is merciful. The Lord preserves the simple. I was brought low, and he saved me. Return to your rest, O my soul, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. For you have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears, and my feet from falling. I will walk before the Lord in the land of the living. I believed, therefore I spoke. I am greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render to the Lord for all his benefits toward me? I will take up the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. I will pay my vows to the Lord now in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. O Lord, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have loosed my bonds. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call upon the name of the Lord. I will pay my vows to the Lord now in the presence of all his people, in the courts of the Lord's house, in the midst of you, O Jerusalem. Praise the Lord. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.